And John Heilman, we've had people before put this in racial terms. And this is, I must say, this is one thing that I think Democrats have gotten so wrong about crime. So wrong about crime. Let me just read the Washington Post here. There are stark divides among lines of race and income in the poll, with black residents and lower income residents significantly more worried about crime than white residents and those with higher incomes. As they were last year, black women are among the most concerned, with 65% saying crime is a very or extremely serious issue, compared with 82% who said the same thing last year.
Prosecutors say the gang recruited girls as young as 14 years old, many of them runaways or kids from the foster care system. Federal officials say those victims were regularly raped and drugged, all while being forced into prostitution. The alleged ringleader, a 25-year-old woman named Amaya Armstead, who goes by Lady Duck. Prosecutors say she and her co-defendants acted as pimps, using social media to recruit vulnerable teens and young adults, then controlling them through violence, drugs, and intimidation. According to the indictment, victims who disobeyed were assaulted, humiliated, they were denied food or drugs, and in some cases, branded with tattoos of their traffickers' street names.
I mean, these guys were prolific. They were the ones recruiting these young women and children. They're ones out there selling them. They were out there enforcing by beating up these women and drugging them and raping them.
Neighborhood in northeast Minneapolis overnight, damaging more than 100 cars. And all new tonight, this video of the criminals in the act.
This is making people angry. Ben Henry talked with victims and police about what's being done to stop this crime trend. He's live right now to show us the damage. Ben?
Kevin and Lindsay, reminders remain of the crime spree from last night. Garbage bags and cardboard cover windows, and I'm standing in shattered glass. Police, though, say they are looking into evidence and checking on leads. Still, though, after several weeks and hundreds of reports of car windows getting smashed, no arrests. And neighbors and folks who call this neighborhood home hope they hurry it up for their peace of mind. Organized and aggressive, one after the other, these criminals targeted cars in northeast Minneapolis. This is 11th Avenue, just south of Broadway. The woman who shared this video with us eventually had enough.
Hey, I've got you on video!
Police say at least 125 car windows were smashed between here and South Minneapolis Monday.
I can help you with your family.
Yeah, my name is Cleverson, and Benedicto is my father.
Okay, do you have a phone number?
My phone number is 561-248-6183.
So this is Highway Patrol in the city of Lake Worth, detaining people. Never seen Highway Patrol here before. I lived in this neighborhood for over 20 years. Never seen Highway Patrol. So is he being taken to ICE?
He's here illegally, yes, ma'am.
So you guys are okay, just this guy's going to work? What's going to happen to his vehicle?
Okay with him driving a car with no license.
You can get a ticket for that.
Registration.
Yes, you can get a ticket.
No, it's a misdemeanor. I can take him to jail and then they can put a detainer on him and he'll still
Or you can give him a ticket.
We are going to give him a ticket and turn his custody over to the Border Patrol.
So what happens to his vehicle?
25 feet, Governor DeSantis has said, you are too close to me. Step away from our...
I'll happily step away from you, sir.
I appreciate that. Keep stepping because the back of my patrol car is too close. 25 feet back from my patrol car.
I'll go this way, sir.
There you go. Go that way then.
So we have ICE here.
Coming out of Washington, D.C., two protesters that were screaming and hollering in front of the police station that there was not a crime problem in D.C. and how they didn't need the military there. As they were leaving the protest, they were mugged. That's right. They got mugged by people that they say aren't there to commit crimes. Like, you can't serve better justice than that. And the funniest part about this is, while they were screaming about how there was no crime and defund the police and how they need to defund the military and blah, 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 as soon as they got robbed, guess who they called? Washington, D.C. police. They called the Capitol Police. I can't make this shit up. Even karma is serving the FAFO to y'all, and you guys just are too dumb to see it.
Bro understood me how my dad understood. They took my brother, they took half of me.
Reeves's family and friends come together steps away from where he lost his life less than 24 hours ago.
Father God, I'm praying for my mama. Give her all the strength. She didn't just lose her son, she lost her best friend.
Just after 5 a.m. Saturday, Reeves was shot near the intersection of Forsyth and Garnett Streets near the Greyhound station. Family members tell 11 Alive the 44-year-old was in the area to get his bike and was shot while walking back to his car.
He's just like for the party. Right now, if there was somebody else kind of like, you'll see him over there dancing.
That's how Deontay Hightower describes his brother. Now he says a piece of him is gone forever.
He wasn't just my baby brother, he's my hype man. You know, every morning I'm looking for that call. It's gonna be.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at that guy that's Mrs. brother. I'm not laughing at that at all. I'm laughing at the description of his brother by the picture. Thomas, can you just pull that up? That last frame. You don't need to play it. You can just pull it up. I don't know if you can do that so the audience can see can you move his picture? See the fly player right there on the left? That's his brother died. Vigil, you can stop it right there. You see where it says vigil held for father of 20 kids. All right, I'm going to read that again because when I first saw that, I thought it was a typo. And I didn't, to be honest with you, I just didn't see it until I watched this clip again, as I'm showing you. Vigil held for father of 20 kids. Do you think that we have, let me put it this way. First, God, okay, let's start the show right. Welcome to Truth with J.J. Carrell. All right. We have to have just a very frank and honest discussion. I mean, I was going to go a different way, but it's kind of hit me again as I'm watching all this. Are we going to have a discussion about cultural norms, society, the founding people of America, and our Christian values, and how there is now, I don't know why it's coming out now. I've been saying this for a very, very long time, being called vile names for just pointing out obvious things like, hey, that dude has 20 children. There's no way that he was married and had a wife with 20 children. And he lived on a farm outside of Atlanta, and he was a farmer, and he was a religious man, and he is taking care of his kids. Come on. Are we going to go there? I mean, that man had at least 15 baby mamas. All those baby mamas were getting, you were paying for 20 children. Anybody say anything wrong with any of this? I mean, I'm not bagging on the brother who's missing his brother, his loved one. But I don't even know what he was saying. I can't even understand the English. We needed subtitles. Are we going to just continue to act as if this is all normal? Are we all going to act as if everything that I just showed you, and I could have shown you ad nauseum, the violent crimes of blacks in the inner city? I could also show you volumes of stupid white liberal people, mainly women, Karens, trying to stand up for the exact same people that would murder and rape them. Are we going to cower under the fear of being called a racist? Are you going to cower, America, because you're afraid to just speak the truth, what is happening in real time. Just in happening in real time. Let me just tell this is happening across America. This isn't just happening in a bubble in Washington, D.C. Let me just the videos, just so we have clear. The first one, of course, is Joe Scarborough talking about the crime in D.C. and how even the liberals are saying it. And he's saying, if you really listen to it, you go back and listen to it again, he says in the Washington Post, the people that are crying the most about, complaining the most about the violent crime and the surging crime are black individuals living in Washington, D.C. Why? Because they're the most affected. The people that are less concerned are the white liberals, the Karens, the social justice warriors. Next video, California, which is Los Angeles, running a string of prostitutes. That's normal. Okay, we're gonna say that's normal. Are we going to say that this is just? Next one, Minnesota, Little Mogadishu. I'm very observant as a police officer, and I'm watching that, and I'm thinking, okay, 125 cars were ransacked. And the Minnesota police, which has been devastated from George Floyd, hundreds of officers down, no one wants to do their job. They have no suspects. And yet 5 to 6 black youths jumped into a car that had a license plate on it. There's license plate readers all over that city. And they have no suspects. Next video. Florida, illegal alien, no license. Why do you think your insurance is so high? No insurance. Why do you think? Let me tell you something, sweetheart Karen. I'm going to guarantee I'll pay a month's salary to anybody that can challenge me on this. That illegal alien, I will guarantee he has been arrested for no license, no insurance prior to this one. He has some kind of drug charge, some kind of assault charge. He has some type of domestic violence and some type of quasi misdemeanor that he got because he pled down to a felony. Guarantee it. My whole career in my life, every time I go across these people, every time I come across an illegal alien male from wherever the hell he is, it's almost as if they cross the border and instead of giving them an iPhone and free card and free money and a free plane ticket, they also slap on there and go, hey, we know this is going to happen in the future. It's guaranteed. So let's go ahead and just get on your record now. I'm going to give you 5 misdemeanors. I'm going to give you a felony. Maybe we'll plead it down. I don't know. But you know you're going to commit it in the future. We're just going to put on your record now. Okay? Es okay, Jose? Es okay? Sí, oficial, es okay. Es bueno. Look, I'm not some stupid talking head on some cable news show that's never done this job. I did it for 24 years. Hell, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm this close to making the decision to take a job back in immigration with ICE and go back out in the field. I'm that close. Just that close. Next video after the Karen is Washington, D.C. More violence, more death, more destruction. And then we end with the ATL, Atlanta. With the poor young, I don't want anybody to get murdered, right? But 20 kids. 20 kids. Where are all the baby mamas crying? I mean, to fill that picture out, honestly, I would need to see very large individuals, baby mamas, at least 15 of them, all over 250 pounds, easy, screaming, wailing, crying. I'm exasperated at times because I don't know what more I can say. It's so in your face. And you're paying for it. Do you know how? Okay. There's no way that that man in his fly outfit was working with 20 kids. I want you just to think of one day of feeding his children that we have to pay for. Let's say they have one can of soda, 20 sodas. They need at least 5-6 bottles of water. 6 bottles of water. 120 bottles of water we have to pay for. 20 sodas. They're going to have eggs and bacon and milk. So another 20 bottles of milk. Need 2 eggs each, 40 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 40 pieces of bacon, and need a toast, so a whole loaf of bread. Then we go to lunch. We need chips, so we're going to need 20 bags of chips. We're going to need at least another loaf of bread, 2 loaves of bread actually, because we need 40 pieces of bread. We'll all need a snack, so they're going to get 20 apples. They're also going to get another snack, a ding dong, something like my son, some ice cream or something that he would eat. And then at dinner, you're going to need, let's have meatloaf. I need 20 servings of meatloaf, 20 servings of mashed potatoes, 20 salads, and I need 20 sides of vegetables. You pay for it, America. It's right in your face, and no one wants to touch it. Nobody wants to say it out loud. Just a very, very select few people that have the courage to say, we have a societal problem with insane violence within the Black community and the illegal alien community. We have a cultural sexual problem of reproducing. We have 75 to 80% illegitimacy rate in the Black community. As evidence of that, 20 children. And then on top of all that, we layer on top of all of the things that are in our face, we have the insane mental patients, white Karens. And like that young lady said in Washington, D.C., when they get done protesting and they get pummeled, raped, robbed, or murdered, they or their family is going to come, and they're going to come to people like me, and they're going to cry for help. And I'm going to tell you what guys like me do. We just look at them like they're morons. And I'll take your report. And I'm not going to hustle to help you. Sorry. That's just human nature. You can say what you want. That's just human nature. You demonize the police. You call us all these vile names. You side with the criminals, the savages in our world. And then you run to us for protection. Yeah, I'll do my job, but I ain't doing anything above and beyond. This is called the Ferguson effect. That's why you're seeing policing so poor. Number one, they lowered all the standards because they can't get anybody to take the job. They lowered the standards. And then you demonize us and you call us vile names. You protest us. So now we slow our roll. I want you to understand something. As someone that did this job, and then somebody was a supervisor, a task force operator, a watch commander, and then a deputy patrol agent in charge. So I've seen it all, I've done it all. You only have about 15 to 20% of the total police force in law enforcement, no matter where you're at, that are the doers, that are the guys that go out and actually do the job. You have 20% that do absolutely nothing. Zero. They're just seriously collecting it. And I think that could fluctuate to the 30%. You have a middle group of about 60, 65% that are just task doers, meaning here's you got to do this, and that's all they're going to do. They're not going to do anything else. Nothing. So you take, and I've seen this with my own eyes. It happened under Obama. That's where I first saw it. Obama destroyed morale in the Border Patrol, destroyed it with ICE. I saw the guys that do nothing continue to do nothing. The giant segment of the average agent, because they were so demonized, did nothing. They went down to the nothing stage. And the 20%, my highest producers, the guys that I could count on day in and day out to get illegal alien arrest, drug arrest, do everything all the time, they went down to the average because they gave up. I saw it. This is human nature. I'm going to go, before I continue, I want to start with my first sponsor, sat123.com. Sat123.com. My son went to school today, first day in school, 8th grade. So proud of him. You know what he has? He goes to a private Catholic school. Not sending him to public school. You're insane. I have questions about his Catholic school as well. So I'm not saying that it's safe. There's no transgender. There's no a man in a dress with fake breasts having one-on-one conversations with my son. My son's not learning about climate change. He's not learning about his father's bad. But those are soft targets, right? So my son goes to school with a ballistic backpack. Where did I get it? I got it from sat123.com. We live in turbulent times, and I think that is an incredible understatement. I want you as my audience, and hundreds, if not over 1,000 of you already have gone to sat123.com, purchased their products, got their sat phones, so you have connectability. You need to be prepared. That's my mantra throughout my show. Why don't you be prepared and then be proactive? Be prepared, have all your tools on your tool belt, and then go out there and be confident in who you are and what you believe in. sat123.com/JJ, or call the number on the screen, 941-841-0844. And as I told you before, you're going to be shocked. You're going to speak to someone that lives in America and speaks English. Shocking, I know. Go to sat123.com/JJ. You get a free sat phone when you get a monthly subscription. The monthly subscription is less than $100, and you have connectability with your family. I have it. I would not have it. sat123.com/JJ. What's the reaction to the violent crime across America, in particular Washington, D.C.? Let's listen to the black residents that live there. Let's actually listen to the people that are affected the most. Go ahead and play this for us, Thomas.
Are you from the area of D.C.? Or are you a tourist?
Born and raised.
So you're born and raised in D.C. Are you here are you working in the area or just tourist right now?
I work not far from here.
Where do you, if you don't have to tell me, but where do you work?
I work at a law firm
So you're an attorney?
No, but I assist.
Oh, cool. So what are your thoughts? Today we're talking about D.C. crime rates. Is it safe to live in D.C.? Do you agree with President Trump federalizing for 30 days to sort of stamp down on crime? What are your thoughts?
I agree with it. I was born and raised in the district, and I've never seen the things that I see today with children as young as 3 years old being shot. I mean, where does that happen? I think it's a bad idea to fear what this president is doing. I mean, he actually lives in the city now. I mean, come on. He would be foolish, I think, to ignore things like that. A child 3 years old being shot, or people being shot on the bus. I mean, that happened in upper Northwest Washington, D.C. So, I mean, yeah, I think I agree.
In upper Northwest and like the areas, because it's hard finding actual DC residents here in this area.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly like bureaucrats and whatnot. It's not the real DC people.
Yeah.
Do they generally support this? Do they feel like they want crime to be under control, or are they against it?
I do. I believe that most people that live here, that work hard every day and have families, they want the crime rate to be brought under control. They want the situation of, like I said, children being shot, seniors being assaulted. They want that under control. Okay. And I believe that this is the best thing that has happened to this city in a very, very long time, for the president to take control and, of the police, of the crime. I think it's a great idea. I really, really do.
Well, it affects her. Highly articulate, intelligent woman telling you, hey, greatest thing Donald Trump's ever done. Let's listen to another Black individual that lives in the city and is affected. Not the Karens, not the politicians, but the people that are actually there. Go ahead and play this, Thomas. Can you play this Black resident on the food deserts that they have to endure?
Ate much of what they took. Instead, they just trashed the place, as this video obtained by our news partner WTOP shows. We asked the couple what they think of President Trump's plan to federalize city police and deploy more officers and the National Guard.
I'm telling Trump, just send the boys to been around, because this is crazy. And then you see Dollar Tree closing, CVS closed down, 7-Eleven closed down. We trying to put a store in your community, then you do this.
This is the CVS she mentioned that closed. At the next closest one on H Street, you can't even so much as buy a $2 bottle of soap without asking an employee to unlock the display case.
The city keeps saying crime is down, but do you feel safe?
No, I don't think so. Crime is down. Crime is up.
Where? In D.C.? Who told that lie?
Customers.
You can't buy soap. This is my monologue before. You can't see it. It's in your face. And for decades, I have been told, you can't say that out loud. JJ, you can't say blacks. You can't say whites. You can't connect the dots. Well, why can't I? I'm supposed to be stupid like you? I'm supposed to be a coward like you? I'm not built that way. God did not build me this way. He didn't. He built me to be truthful and honest, to see things very clearly. I live in a predominantly, and it didn't happen, just I live here, I would say 98% white. Do you know when I go to the grocery store? Do you know that I can pick out anything I want? Like anything I want. I don't have to call anybody to come unlock anything. Do you know that I have a CVS, a Walgreens, a Rite Aid. I have Target, which I will never go to, Costco, Walmart. I have at least 5 major grocery store brands here locally. Do you know that I have shelves that have food and stuff on it? Do you know I have nobody going through the convenience stores and ransacking them? And yet I go into the inner city across America, majority Black run, Black mayor, Black chief of police, Black city council, all Democrats, majority all Black, and yet I'm the problem. I don't care what you think of me. I really don't. You don't like what I'm saying, then turn me off, go somewhere else. I don't care. I'm going to just tell you, this is just the truth. This is the truth. Here's the other problem. It's two-part. We've allowed violence within the Black community to rage to the point that, and this is the racism, okay? This is the most racist thing, and it's always on the left. The most racist thing is to expect and accept that this behavior is going to happen just because they're Black. People like myself are saying, no, this is not how it's always been. Education rates among the Black community sometimes were higher than the whites. Business ownership equaled whites. family togetherness was almost the same or better than whites. So this fatherlessness, this having at the ATL 20 children, these murders and rapes throughout the cities, this is not what the black community was, but they are now. They're hunting white people down. They don't even have grocery stores. They don't have convenience stores because nobody wants to open a business where people come in and ransack it. And I'm just going to this is not revelation. This is not me coming up with brand new stuff like, oh, look, this always happened. This has been happening for decades. And the most racist people are the left. The most racist people are the left because they expect this type of activity and behavior from the black community. They do. They expect it. I'm going to show you a video of why, and I know that as a Christian I'm not supposed to, but I will tell you, I will just be honest as I always am. I struggle with this because I hate the left. I despise the left. In fact, I'll just be even more honest. My greatest prayer to God is if he wants judgment and he needs to keep a few warriors back in the end times, that he keeps me back and just blesses me and says, go take care of all the crazy leftists, get them off of my planet, out of my world. You have my blessing, JJ. Go, I built you for this. Go. And I would be his warrior. This is why I hate these people with everything I have. This is the layered problem on top of the animalistic behavior of black America in inner cities and the encouragement and the expectation and the demonization of police, all by white liberals. Watch this video and see if you see any black people in there.
Here's a real cop. He has a badge. He has sticky his name on his chest. That's a real cop.
Fuck no.
Go home.
He harasses citizens. He's not a real cop.
All white liberals, go down to the hood and go talk to those black people, black women that I just showed you and ask them, are you okay? Are you want to boo the police? They'll be like, hell no, I want them in my community. But the whites, the liberal whites, yep, it's a two-pronged system, two-pronged problem. Before I get to my next guest, and I need her in here because I have zero hope. I'm going to be very honest. My tank of hope is empty. But if she could just give me 2 minutes, because I want to finish out this segment. And I want you to play, if you won't, and I'm going to set this up, Thomas. This is the Oakland mayor. Listen to what she says. Listen carefully, because she's a DEI. She's grossly incompetent. And she's actually going to state everything that I just stated for the last 30 minutes as to what's wrong with these communities. Go ahead and play this, Thomas.
But let me just say also, it's not lost on anyone that the cities that he is calling out, first of all, have large numbers of black and brown people. Secondly, the crime rate is going down in all of these cities. Thirdly, they're all headed by black mayors. Now, what does that say? What does that picture paint? So we all know who he is. Also, let me just say here in Oakland, for example, we have a...
Okay. Thank you very much, Barbara Lee. You disgusting pig. You are absolutely correct. It is. All the cities he's talking about are Democrats. They're run by black mayors. You're absolutely right. They are dominated by black and brown people. Yes, check, check, check. Your city council is all black. Your chief of police is all black. Your police department majority is all black. And crime is not going down, sweetheart. crime is skyrocketing. Your city of Oakland is a third world cesspool. People would rather go to Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and hang out at their beaches than go to Oakland, California. This is what I love. Allow the dumb DEI people, allow the left to just talk. That's why we conservatives love the First Amendment. Why? Because we want you morons to speak as much as you can, because they lay it out. Here she is laying out the problem of all the inner city issues that I just laid out. I will be called a racist. She'll be a champion of colored people. You see how that works? You see that? Before I bring in Kim Yater, I want you to go to bellagrace.com, bellagrace.com, shop bellagrace.com. I use their elixir because I need it, right? I need it because my level of fight or flight is all the way there all the time. And my digestive system, my immune system, my inflammation obviously is off the chart. So I take their elixir every single day. And then to slow me down at night, because I will stay awake and my mind will be racing, I take the restorative gummies in order to calm down. It's like melatonin without the melatonin. ShopBellaGrace.com/truth. All right, let's bring in Kim Yater. I apologize for having you wait, Kim, but I need some hope, and I need a lot of it.
Come on. Never apologize. I love your show, JJ. I love listening to you. And gosh, I'm speechless. And I'm speechless because, here I get to bring the hope. And I'm telling you, hope comes from God, not from me. Right? Right? And I'm like, I feel you. And I think that's one of the gifts that God gives us, is that spirit of being able to just relate to another, to empathize, right? Have that humble spirit to go, gosh, I feel you, JJ, and especially because you are a warrior. I remember the moment I was literally in an interview and I was squeezed in between Tom Homan and Derek Maltz. And in that moment, God said, these are the warriors that are being hamstrung. It's now up to you to create a space for them to step into. And that was really the launching of Take Our Border Back. So I feel that now, like, this sense of God, show me what to do so that the warriors can take action. And I know what the Bible does say, to do not take revenge, but leave room for God's wrath. Now, that doesn't mean we don't change the wars. We don't stand in the gap. We don't hold these people, accountable. We do. We stand for justice. So I just feel your pain, JJ, and I feel the audience's pain right now, because we are in the midst of an incredible, powerful transition. And it's going to get a little ugly before it gets better, but I do believe it will get better.
I think you put that the best way, because I've been trying to find the words, and that is the best description. We're in a transition, and everyone can feel it. I call it also the age of awakening, Kim, where nothing is taboo anymore. Like, there is no topic that, now there's people that don't want to talk about it, and there's people that get uncomfortable, but there is no topic that is off the table anymore. Podcasting, the way that we transmit information, the old through through cable TV or major network TV, where they had to tone everything down. That's no longer. They're dinosaurs. They're dead. They don't even know it, but they're dead. And this is the age of awakening. And you said there's a transition. And I want to talk about the transition. And Charlie Kirk was on MSNBC or one of those shows. It was like maybe it was maybe a financial show on MSNBC. Mm-hmm. He talks about the forgiveness. The left wants us to forget about everything they did to us and let's move on. No. That's not how. And see, they want to move on. Before I show you this clip, Kim, they want to move on because they're secular. They don't understand that Christians will move on But there's a process that has to happen before I move on. And that's your reconciliation. That's you admitting your sins. This is what you did. And you are going to swear that you will never, or you'll try your damnedest to never do it again. Then as Americans and Christians, we go, okay, let's move on. I'm ready to move on. But we're not just going to skip over that part to make you feel better. And Charlie Kirk, who I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of him anymore, but I think he has an incredible way of articulating the views. Let's watch this, Thomas. Can you play it, please?
To believe that we can,
hold on, Andrew.
You're not the left. You're not intolerant.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
We did not receive any apologies from the ruling class that lied to us repeatedly during COVID. The lockdowns, the efficacy of the vaccine, the mask mandates, school closures, and we just act as if it didn't happen. And I don't think the American ruling class understands the undermining of their credibility that happened when the entire country had their lives thwarted, especially young people. We're just supposed to like reopen the country and be like, well, why don't you trust us anymore? Well, it's because, the Hunter Biden laptops, Russian disinformation, 50 intel operations signed this letter. And you know I'm making a good point here because there was no contrition.
That's just one example.
And again, I could go one after the other.
No. I would say that actually COVID, to me, I mean, this is actually generational, is actually very much like the 2008 crisis in a way. Okay, that spawned Occupy Wall Street. This has sort of spawned a different sort of political.
Do you want to do Russia collusion? Do you want to do the laptop? Do you want to do? I mean, take your pick on the way things are covered in this country.
All I'm suggesting, though, is this full-on, constant relitigation of what took place in the past, as opposed to a clear-eyed view of what's happening now.
I would just interject respectfully that it's not just relitigation. First of all, no one was held accountable largely for what happened.
That's why I said it's sort of like 2008, because a lot of people thought all those bankers were supposed to go to jail, frankly.
Well, and honestly, there should have been. I think there should have been some administration of justice. That's a separate issue. I was young at the time. I can only speak about what we're living through now. And a lot of the COVID injustices we are still seeing today with younger people and their ability to own homes, with the inflation that President Trump is trying to fix that was inherited by Joe Biden. So what I'm getting at, and I know a lot of the C-suite of America watches this program, they might understand where is this populist fervor coming from, is that you have missed the mark on so many of the core proclamations you made to the American people.
Explain to me.
To that.
Oh my gosh, talk about missing the mark. They have missed the mark. Here's the reality. There's something called integrity, and integrity is literally whole and completeness, right? It is like when you look at a bicycle wheel, for example, and you have the spokes in the wheel. Now, as long as those spokes are there, that tire is pumped up, the wheel is in integrity. It is workable. So what we're looking at right now is all the spokes being bent and crooked, jacked up. The wheel is not workable. It is out of integrity. How do you restore that integrity? How do we reconcile? Well, we deal with, let's take the example of the wheel, and what are we going to do to fix those spokes, to put it back in integrity? And what is our promise moving forward that we're not going to allow this to get to the point where one spoke's a little bent, we'll just keep riding on it, and then all the spokes get bent. So this is about restoring integrity, putting everything back in balance, and holding one another accountable.
I don't think we'll see it, Kim. I don't think the left has any, they don't have any belief in God. They have no understanding of reconciliation. Their whole thing is, what can I get away with? And how fast can I get away with it? I want to play you another video. And this is the Secretary Duffy of the Transportation. And he's talking about his predecessor, AKA Booty Juice, as Biden used to call Pete Buttigieg, Booty Juice. I can't even believe we had a president that was that mentally deranged and stupid and demented. But listen to what we have to overcome. Think of when you're listening to this clip, Kim, I want you to try to imagine this is just one piece of a giant S sandwich that has been given to America, and we're having to unravel it, or we're all having to take bites of this and try to swallow it. It's unbelievable. Go ahead and play this, Thomas.
you know, the other crazy thing I think that you inherited was all this DEI nonsense. Pete Buttigieg, the former transportation secretary, spent $1 billion on trying to stop roads and bridges from being racist. What was that?
So there's a number of things that he did. For example, the Congress sends this department money, and then we give that money out in grants. And what Pete did was he added additional requirements to the grants that we would give out. So if you want a grant from the Department of Transportation, you had to have a very aggressive DEI policy. Or he would say you have to have a really extreme green agenda as part of your proposal to get the grants. Now, Congress never said he had to do that. He just did it himself. And on top of that, it costs more money. It takes more time.
Yeah.
So we pulled all that stuff out. You know, on the racist road front, you know, he had back in the 60s. Were roads built through communities that might have been of color that separated them? Yeah, that did happen. But there were some proposals to rip out these freeways, to rip out roads because they were racist. I'm like, hey, put a bridge over them, right? Yeah. Or put an underpass under. If you want to connect communities, maybe that's the way you do it. But again, driving policy that there was racism behind roads. He saw racism around every single corner, to the point where in aviation, he was so concerned about this. He did change the name of cockpit to flight deck, because cockpit is too offensive and too masculine, I guess. Or we have we have NOTAM. It's notice to airmen. He's like, oh, that's offensive. I need to change it to notice to air mission because it's exclusionary. These are the dumb things that they did. And Miranda, when they did that, the problem is that they weren't paying attention to the main mission of the department, which is safety. And when you have these near misses that happen at DCA between helicopters and planes, you're not focused on that. You're focused on what language we're using around cockpit and flight deck. And so, again, I think they completely missed the boat. And in the end, they passed off a department that needed a lot of attention, and which is what we've given them.
Kim, what is your response to that? Because that is a symbolic of what we're dealing with in the totality of our government and our society today.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, the first thought I had was, who is the puppeteer of booty juice, of Biden's booty juice, Pete? That's the first question I'd ask myself. And the second thing is, you know, he's on his own. He made the decision. That is BS, okay? Mm-hmm. This guy is being directed and led and paid off to have made the decisions that he made, this whole DEI agenda. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that he could take those grants and he would only feed them out to feed the story of what he believed was racist. I mean, listen, I grew up flying airplanes with my dad. I was in the cockpit with my dad. It was a wonderful experience. And it wasn't this dirty thing when you think of no, it was a space where we got to fly an airplane, right? We got to create awesome memories and look at the sky. It was just, he just steals, but that's what Satan does. He is the father of lies. He twists, he distorts, and this is why we've got to remember who the real enemy is. And the enemy is Satan. Satan is the father of lies. This is the biggest spiritual battle of our lifetime in history right now. So we've got to remember who the real enemy is. And I'll tell you what we're seeing right now, when he was talking about, you know, the planes, the crash in DC, this has been built up. This is what happens when there's a lack of integrity. This is what happens when you let that happen. And this is where we, the people, have got to take our power back, because we allowed it on our watch. We allowed it. We're the frogs in the water. We are letting big government run. That's what we're doing. We're not taking our power back on the very local level that's been given to us. We're waiting for somebody else to come and rescue us. No, it's up to us now. And General Flynn says it over and over. Local action equals national impact. We've got to take our power back locally. And JJ, it starts with our mindset. It starts with our heart set. It starts with our relationship right here with God, and then out from there. That way we're owning it. We're taking responsibility. We are in integrity. Therefore, we create integrity. So I just think it's jacked up. It's got to go, but at least we've got a starting point, and that's going to be here, here, and here.
We have to have a starting point, and we have to take care of ourselves and our family, move out to our local governments. You're absolutely correct. Our city council, our school boards. How did the left take over everything? They destroyed the individual, and then they went in and they took over red towns and cities across America with their own people. And now we have the insanity. One way that we get whole, if you will, get better, is we stop paying the big box stores to poison us and to take our money and give it to these insane policies, insane DEI. So you and I have been partners together with patriotsmade.com, and I have hundreds, if not 1,000 plus of my listeners, my viewers have already turned over to patriotsmade.com. Give me and my audience a 60-second elevator pitch on why. Why do you need to get into patriotsmade.com and become a purchaser, a patriot of that, instead of being a purchaser of your own demise from the box stores?
Okay, a couple things. One, we vote with our dollars. Where we're spending our money, we're saying yes to, okay? So if we continue to feed in to the big box retailers, the Procter & Gamble, the Colgate and Palmolive, the Johnson & Johnson, the Unilever, we are feeding BlackRock and Vanguard. We're feeding corruption. We are feeding anything that goes against integrity. So this is where we get to take ownership. We are not victims of the other side. We're victors, and we get to say, this is what I'm going to allow in my body. This is what I'm going to surround myself with. So switching to our Patriots Made resource, which USA Today named America's best brand, gives us the opportunity to tap into better, safer products made here in our country, in USA, supporting family businesses, supporting farmers, supporting cattle ranchers. That's what we want to do. We want to vote with our dollars. And we've got Victoria, who I want to say hello to. She is one of those people, and her son, Vincent, at 22 years old, that said, you know what? We want to make a difference in our own home and family. What can we do? And they made the switch. And let me tell you, I was on the phone with them last night. We were on a Zoom. These guys are powerful. 22 years old. He's like, Kim, I am tired of feeling tired all the time. Well, guess what? We're getting the junk out of the trunk, right? No more chemicals and junk in that house. We're putting the good stuff in his body that fuels his body. He's going to now be able to work at a whole new level at 22 years old. We've got to support these warriors, the next generation. Victoria is an example of providing that space in her home that our son can step into as he's preparing to be that warrior. That's what we get from patriotsmade.com/JJ. We get to take our power back from the other side. Let's do it.
Thank you, Kim. I have a little more hope in my tank, not much, but it's all because of you, because I need hope. I am just a stone cold realist, and I just think, my Lord, we are in a transition period, and transition in no matter what, transition to a new job, transition to a new marriage, and you start your life, whatever. Good, even good transition is difficult, but we are in a very bad transition trying to get back to normal, and it's going to be difficult. But as always, follow Kim Yater, KimYater.com, takeyourpowerbackshow.com. And you want to listen to truth, you want to listen to power, and you want some hope, this is a lady you go to. Kim, we'll see you next week. Holy mackerel.
Thank you, JJ. You're amazing.
All right. Take care. Thank you, Kim. Have a great day. Love that lady. She is powerful. She is just gives you hope when there's a void of that. We live in times that are insane, and they're insane for this reason. When you speak just honestly, factual, common sense truth, it's shocking. That's my gauge. My gauge to the world I live in is how shocking is just common sense. Men can't have babies. Oh my gosh, you need to be silenced and canceled. Wait a minute, men can't have babies. No, you're crazy. 2 women and 2 men can't raise a family as well as a husband and wife. Oh my gosh. And on and on. Here's something that's great. Donald Trump is reviewing all the Smithsonian. Can you pull this up? I just wanted to pull up the ex post of the sanity that is now befallen on us because of Donald Trump. And it's the George Floyd, Thomas. Can you pull that ex post up? So what Donald Trump is doing, he is going through the Smithsonian. This is the insanity. He's taking a statue of that black man, George Floyd, who is a known convicted felon, violent felon, overdosed on drugs, not a knee to his neck, overdosed on drugs. And we have statues. We have statues of a felon, drug addict. That's the world we live in. That's how sick we are as a nation. Derek Chauvin in prison for what? You can take that off, Thomas. For what? For what? That's right, I said it. He shouldn't be in jail. And if you know anything about that situation, it is all a lie. I'll talk about that book one day. Incredible book. My plea to you is be bold. Speak boldly. Have no fear. Have no fear in speaking the truth. There is a resurgence of truth tellers. There is a resurgence of people being bold. You want to be a part of that team? Then start acting like it. It's like you join any team. If you can't bring anything to that team, then get off of my team. That's the same thing now. I'm supposed to walk through the Smithsonian and see George Floyd. I wonder how that woman feels that had a baby in her belly and George Floyd put a gun right up against her belly and threatened to kill her and her child. I wonder how she feels when she goes through that museum. That'd be interesting to know. The disease of liberalism has infected our nation. It's like we need stage 4 cancer chemo, just chemo after chemo. We have to almost kill this nation to bring her back. The world needs people that are going to speak the truth in the face of anger, the face of racism, the face of evil, because this is just evil. You have to be ready for this spiritual war. You have to be bold, and you have to speak boldly. If you don't, then you are part of the problem, and you will be dealt with, because this is all going to come to a head. There will be a winner and a loser. Choose your side. Choose your sides very wisely, because there will be extreme punishment for the people that are on the wrong side of history. History has proven this over and over and over again, and history will do it once more.
True beauty isn't applied. It's nourished from within. Bella Grace Elixir, a luxurious, scientifically crafted blend designed to restore radiance, vitality, and strength at a cellular level. At the heart of Bella Grace Elixir lies cat's claw, a powerful herb from the Amazon known for its ability to control inflammation and protect collagen. With Verisol collagen peptides, it goes beyond the surface, stimulating your body's natural collagen production to reduce fine lines, improve skin elasticity, and promote real, visible change. Bella Grace Elixir doesn't stop at collagen. It includes astaxanthin, one of nature's most powerful antioxidants, 6,000 times stronger than vitamin